if you want to, I can give you Alan's mic. I can move all these over.
I've got a big mouth.
And that
I
one
can
there,
talk loud.
we can give that one to him and then move them all over.
That's all right. I can talk loud.
I'm not
You should
arguing.
know that by now, shouldn't
I'm
you?
not arguing that fact. She has to put up with a lot on the show, I'll tell you that.
And at home.
And at home, you're right, Alan. That's why she gave her that trophy.
That's right.
That's
Earns it every
that.
day.
You never got that.
Do you?
Yeah.
I do. I have it in the garage.
It's in the living room now, isn't it? Oh, she had it in the living room for a long.
Shirley won a trophy one time.
A trophy?
Yeah.
For what?
Yeah, Alan come to my anniversary party with a
25
trophy.
years
Oh.
to put up with him.
She won a trophy for it?
Yeah,
Lasted that long?
he gave her a trophy for putting up with me. And it's a nice trophy too.
Oh, is it?
It's something you don't. They no tracks give them out like that. It's a nice trophy.
I know, I got to one up the car I had the other year so I could get that Sagi award again.
Good luck with that. I've been trying for years.
I got one of them, that's enough for me. That's yours, yeah.
There you go,
How's
Shirley.
your wife, Alan?
Good.
Doing good?
Yeah, she's doing better now.
And that Gage, look at Gage right over there. Look at him.
We were up
Front
there
and
for
center.
about a week or so.
I know. I've seen that.
She had a bunch of things.
Andrea, that's your mother. She's watching.
Oh.
Keith Walls is watching.
I just called Mike's mom's doctor today and told her.
Your mom could have come along.
And well, she had work. She gets off around
Oh,
4:30.
my daggone W
Who's that
word.
for? Really?
Don't get involved in that when you get older.
Started this weekend.
Pretty good job like man to show.
No, it ain't work if you enjoy it, right?
Yeah.
That's what I thought about. So when you're good at something, it's not considered work anymore.
So, and they told her 4 months.
Yeah, we don't know what we're going from one day to the next, but that's just the way life is.
Yeah, you take what comes at you.
Yeah, if you didn't learn anything from that Kyle Bushfield,
We've been,
that messed me up.
it did, it messed me up. Somebody messaged me and he's like,
Cody.
are you doing, no, it wasn't Coach, you know. Are you doing all right? Well, he called me, he's the one called and told me. And I'm like, yeah. I said, but you want to know something seriously? I said, it's a shame that these people affect our lives as much as they do. It is, it's funny, like people you've never met affect your lives.
Well, me, it's the kids. It's just like that boy.
That boy broke me up, too.
Lennox and
I can't, I
I,
wouldn't,
Yeah,
I couldn't believe they had them there. That broke me up watching him.
I just hope somebody steps up and is
Oh, I
a
think-
good
I
role
don't-
model. I think,
I
well, you
think
know,
Kyle will.
they're going to hold that 8 for him until he comes to NASCAR.
I think little Kyle will. Did you see that on his car? Kyle Busch used to call Kyle
Kyle Larson.
Larson Little
Oh.
Kyle. So he had Little Kyle wrote above his window there.
Yeah, Kyle Larson's son like walked up to
I seen that,
Braxton
yeah.
and just
Yeah,
gave him a hug.
I think they'll probably. I mean, he's got paid help, but I still think that they'll. Somebody like that would probably take him under his wing.
It'll be
Yeah, I
hard.
think the whole industry's going to surround him. So.
He's a good kid too.
Yeah, Braxton. I mean, Kyle was his whole world. basically.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. I mean, just the stuff I've seen out of him, he's a pretty good kid. He's not. You
Yeah.
know, I don't know how I'd be being that age with a follower like that and everything. I'd probably walk around with a chip on my shoulder.
The mother looks like she's really taking
Man,
care of
she's yeah. Well, would you there? I mean,
Oh yeah, well, I mean, how could you not?
and the poor boy, he went from what is he, 11 years old? He went from 11 years old to basically 35.
You know, when you lose somebody you love like I lost my wife, I tell you what, it puts a hole in you. It's hard to feel.
There you go.
All right.
It's the finality of
We
things.
got a minute and 16 seconds.
Sweet.
You got anything going on, Shirley, on your phone? 'Cause it looks a little slow. And Gage, there's a lot of people in here waiting to see you.
I'm ready.
We've been hyping him up.
You're
all week.
famous.
We've been hyping him up.
We all have friends, I
I
guess.
only worked about 4 hours on that photo. I wasn't happy with none of them I did.
See? I
Did.
think that
It
was
was-
fine.
every one that I liked didn't have something in it. And I don't know who.
Yeah, there's 12 of them.
There's a guy.
Mine does the same thing.
Alan Sagi must look like a famous guy. Because they kept telling me that it couldn't.
Yeah.
It couldn't.
I do a lot of
put
memorials.
picture of a famous guy
You
on
can't
there.
use a post office
It was
picture
done
in
on
my
something.
country.
I do a lot of memorials, and I have to do them over 10 or 15 times to get to one I really like.
Yeah, but his was Don Kaufman or something like that. It said they put that beside your face.
Maybe that's who took the picture or something.
Yeah, we got more talk this hearing going, nothing tonight. So I'll just go by my
Oh,
phone.
9 seconds.
I'll just go by my phone.
And welcome everyone to the On Track with Mike show. I'm your host Mike Kershner here. Man, we got a full studio tonight. We got the famous Alan Sagi in the studio. Now you know how hard that is to get. He's a wanted man. And we have a special guest here, Gage Ritter. He's out front here, front and center, so everyone can see him. He's the young phenom announcer. And we have Gilbert Hess here to talk about everything he's got going on and everything going on at the Frank Sagi tribute race here coming on July the 18th at the Hagerstown Speedway. Shirley, before we get hot and heavy, you got anything going on?
Yeah, I do got some things here. I want to thank our sponsors. I want to put a shout out, a thank you to TA Ward Construction, Todd Ward. He has over 40 years of experience. He's a local veteran, fully insured. For all your home improvement needs, call Todd at 717-331-4974. And as always, there are 3 ways to watch or listen to the On Track with Mike. You can go to the On Track with Mike Facebook page, or you can go to WRGG 93.7, and you can also do the WRGG.org. And you can, when you go on to WRGG 93.7, you just click on the Listen Live button, and you'll be able to hear us.
No, for the weather? You got the weather? I don't know, when we come in,
I
it was
do got some
something,
comments.
bright up in the sky. I don't know what it was. I ain't seen it for months. I don't know. It was bright. I couldn't look at it. That's all I know.
Andrea Welch Ritter, she says, watching my boy. Brian Bowers says, we're all racing family. Will Rouse says, hello. Hello, Will. Linda Fogel, she says, hi, everyone. Hi, Linda. Chelsea France says, go Gage. Terry Boone Payne says, hi, Gage.
You're famous.
Let's see, who else is here? Brian Bowers, I think I'd already told you him. Doug Schatzer says, nice to see you guys again. And Andrea Ritter says, again, watching my boy.
Well, good thing she's saying it a couple times because the way this computer's working in
I
here,
see Will Royale is watching. Hi, Will.
we don't want to miss it.
And I see my sister is watching. Hi, Cindy. Love ya.
You didn't say you love Will Rowell.
I love you, Will.
Yeah, we love you, Will.
Yeah, you didn't. I mean, you're being you can't be partial on this show. We try to be impartial.
You gonna say hi to Mom?
Hi, Mom.
You can say anything you want to say.
As long as it's something good.
I think he's probably PG-13 probably. Before we get into this, we got some things here we got to talk about, unfortunately.
Hey, let's tell them about this too. We're still having some internet issues, so if I missed what you said, reposted,
We can't get it with this equipment.
and I apologize.
Yeah, we tried 2 computers and a couple cell phones, and for some reason it ain't giving us all the comments. And we want to make sure that we respond to each one of them. But before I forget, Wednesday, May the 27th, Auto Racing Club of Hagerstown has their annual monthly meeting there in Maldinsville. Special guest Trevor Feathers is going to be there. So that's going to be a real good one, and I'm sure Alan's going to be there. He's probably going to be the interview guy, probably.
We'll sit there and talk with Trevor for a while, and everybody can listen.
Yeah.
Hey, that's the greatest bargain in racing. They come out, free admission, free supper, door prizes for everyone. They have enough things there for everybody that attends, and then they have a $100 cash drawing. That one person in the audience will get their name drawn, and they'll get a $100 bill. So can't beat Arch.
No, you can't. No, it's you know how hard it is to get Trevor Feathers or any super late model driver. They're busy all the time working in the shop, and I mean he's going to take a couple hours out of his schedule to come up and sit and answer all your questions and talk to Alan. And
Trevor will have a lot of good things to say. It'll be very entertaining if anybody can make it to Hagerstown tomorrow night. I strongly urge them to make that trip.
We have, I guess we might as well talk about the Cal Busch situation. I just keep going over in my mind the Mike Helton comment whenever Dale Sr. died, and when he come out and he said we lost Dale Earnhardt. Well, that's what I feel like they're saying now. But unfortunately, Cal Busch passed away. I'm sure everybody knows that by now. A lot of guys here, Alan, and I'm sure a lot of other people know I was a big fan of his. I used to get a lot of teasing back and forth and a lot of good humored ribbon, and it was all in good fun. We all had a good time. If he'd say something stupid, Alan would message me and say, "Your boy's making waves," and I'd be like, "Yeah." And
don't we wish he could make some more?
Yeah, I mean sometimes I was kind of like, "Man, would you just like stop it?" But then sometimes he was like, "Yeah, keep it going," because that's, like I said in my Facebook post, I didn't like the NASCAR robots. Not that anything's wrong with them, but I liked Dale Sr. because he was a hard-nosed guy, and whenever he passed away, I kind of went a while there and didn't really. You kind of get the top 5 people that's running in the lead, and you kind of say, "Well, I'll take this one," and that I think I'm back to that again, unfortunately. But I got some notes here if I can find them. What do I do with my notes, Shirley? Ain't that nice? I grabbed the wrong notes. Here we go. Alrighty. Kyle was born and raised in a racing family in Las Vegas, Nevada. At an early age, he was running go-karts. He was so short that his dad had to ride along with him and hit the gas pedal so he could steer. Then around 10 years old, he started helping his brother. Back then they called them dwarf cars, basically like the East Coast Legend cars. His brother was racing them. He started winning races and championships and dwarf cars and other things, and he got the NASCAR's attention. In 2001, he made his NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series debut with Roush Racing. 2 years later, he joined Hendrick Motorsports through their driver development program, eventually advancing into NASCAR's major touring series. He remained with that organization through 2007 season before signing with Joe Gibbs Racing in 2008, where he completed and achieved most of his success running for them. And just a small list here. I got so many pages of list here, but it's hard to find everything in one spot. 24-year career. I thought it was really interesting. I don't know if anybody's seen the video for Larry McReynolds did, but it was really cool. He kind of got up all his NASCAR stats. Now I'm sure he had on how many wins in the dwarf cars and stuff like that before, but as far as NASCAR's top 3 series is concerned, he had 63 Cup wins. Top 3 series in NASCAR had 1,313 starts, 129 poles, 603 top 5s, 809 top 10s, 47,968 laps led, which is an 18% win percentage, which is like unheard of. Most all-time wins at 234 in the top 3 series. Some of the things: 2015 two-time Cup Series champion, 2005 Rookie of the Year in Cup, 2004 Busch Series Rookie of the Year, 2009 Nationwide Series. Yeah, he won the 2008 Southern 500, the 2-time Brickyard 400 winner, Coca-Cola 600 winner, All-Star Race winner, won the Busch Class twice, Daytona 500 pole here in 2026. Unfortunately, he never achieved the goal of winning the Daytona 500. 3-time Daytona dual winner, 2-time Snowball Derby winner, first driver to win on every Cup Series track, and a record of 19 seasons in a row with a win, at least one win. And a first driver to sweep a weekend in all 3 series, and he did that twice. Also, he had Rowdy Energy Drink. He ran 24 Hours of Daytona. He ran some Rallycross. He had 2 wins in the SRX series. He ran the Chili Bowl. He also won a championship, the WWE 24/7 championship for any of you wrestling fans out there. He kept it a short time, but and he ran micros and stuff like that with his son here lately, the last few years. Truck series.
Just won at Dover.
What's that?
He just won at Dover.
Yeah, he just won at Dover. We're getting to that, Gage. See, you're ahead of me. Here, you read it. No, I'm joking with you. Don't take it seriously. I'm joking with you.
He's pumped.
Yeah, 63. 200. No, some of this I went 7 times Truck Series Owners Championship. Winningest driver in Xfinity Series, winningest driver in Truck Series, and 2-time SB Best Driver Award. Now we're getting to what Gage was talking about. He just won at Dover in the number 7.
Hendricks Motorsports car.
It's Hendricks Motorsports car for Spire Motorsports. And you know the funny part about Daniel Suarez winning the Coca-Cola 600?
No, I do not.
Daniel Suarez won the Coca-Cola 600 in the number 7 Chevy for Spire Motorsports. Kyle Busch's last win was in the number 7 Chevy for Spire Motorsports. And Spire Motorsports shop is the old Kyle Busch Motorsports shop. And also, I don't know if anybody listened to Daniel Suarez whenever they interviewed him and all, but it's pretty cool. He said when he first come over from Mexico, he called Kyle Busch every Wednesday and asked him questions about tracks, how to drive the corners. He said that he didn't have to do it. He was already successful, but he said he took every phone call from me every Wednesday for years. He said and tell me how to drive the track that we was coming to, and he said it's he said he even said the same thing I thought. He wishes people could see that part. The same way as Dale Sr. Dale Sr. was known for buying tires for people. He wouldn't tell people who he was. He just bought the tires, and they'd be in your shop when you got there. And Kyle was hated a lot for his attitude and hating to lose, but there was also a side of him that even like Denny Hamlin, them guys said that Denny Hamlin said he never would have won on 1.5-mile tracks if it wouldn't be for Kyle Busch, because Kyle Busch was always faster. So them old guys, it's like anything else. Them guys work together. It's one big family. But thoughts and prayers out to his family and friends. I mean, 41 years old, and to pass away that quickly.
Didn't he run a Prelude race in a Bloomquist?
That's right.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
I just seen that coming
I got
in.
that somewhere too.
Yeah, that's what I say.
Yeah.
I just seen that on Facebook coming in here. I think it was
He raced.
2012.
Right there,
Prelude to the
2012 Prelude to the Dream.
Yeah.
But that was dirt on dirt, and I don't think they're correct. The way they had that posted, I didn't want to bring it out, Alan, but since you're here, I will, because you know it all. But
I don't know about that.
they said that in his, they kind of worded like his only dirt late model start.
It was
No.
not.
No, it wasn't.
He
No,
went
he,
to Bristol, wouldn't it? And then he
2007.
he ran
that
one
car
of
looked like Davenport's.
he ran
51
Davenport's car.
2007 Prelude to the Dream, he raced.
See,
He won a heat race in that.
you got to call dirt on dirt.
I just watched
Yeah.
that race so many times.
No, maybe I read it wrong. I read it 2 or 3 times. I was like,
Yeah, they were a little off there.
but that is the one that everybody remembers locally because of it being Williams Grove.
I think a lot of guys are just rushing to get everything out there and didn't have time to
Yeah.
research everything. So
Yeah.
Mike, did you go to Williams Grove to watch him?
No, I didn't. I wasn't a Kyle Busch fan back then, I don't think.
Okay. He got there late. He got tied up with something. He got there late and he missed hot laps. And he was driving one of Rick Eckert's cars. And they had it all lettered up with the 51 NOS energy drink. really nice. Well, he come rolling in there in a Escalade, and they dropped him off, and he brought a seat with him, and they were putting his seat in the car. Well, we'd already run hot laps, and I was just standing there looking at my car, and he was only parked a couple cars over. He walks up to me. He said, "Hey, you look like you've done this before, like you know what you're doing." I said, "Well, that's debatable some nights."
He said, "Hey, you're Alan Sagi, aren't you?" That's what he said.
And he said, "This place looks a little different." He said, "Can you give me a couple hints on how to get around it?" And I said, "Well, you'll figure it out." I said, "But
You'll figure it out."
I said, be a little careful going into 3, your first lap or two, because it's flat." I said, turn 3 will kind of suck you in. Then coming out of 4, the guardrail will come up on you. I said, now 1 and 2, you can just run in there hard. You got banking, you can just throttle through. And he smiled and said thanks. And they give him a little personal hot lap session. And, you know, he went out and won the heat race. Now he got to start on the pole. As I walked over and I said, "I told you you'd figure it out." He said, "Well, they started me on the pole." I said, "Well, they should. You've never been here before." And Williams Grove's a little tricky to drive. And he run 3rd in the feature. That impressed me that he come in there cold, a place he'd never seen before. And I told him, I said, "You got a good car. Scrub will have this thing, you know, set up good for you. You'll be all right." And he was more than all right.
I mean, he impressed me just with his late model starts. I mean, I knew some of them was on Bristol, but it was dirt and stuff like that. But I mean, it still was impressive to go out there with the best in the country.
Yeah, he was a real talent. He could drive anything.
Yeah.
He drove those micro sprints and run good in them.
Yeah.
Minutes.
Anything, Shirley?
Yeah. Is it Jana? Janina? Okay. She says, "Love you, grandson. So proud of you." Melissa Yackel says, "Way to go, Gage." Sheila Grimm says, "Hello, everyone." Joseph Payne says, "Way to go, Gage." Carson Ritter, "Hey, Bo."
It's my brother.
Brian Bowers says, "Must be Frontier. Jody Ruffner says, "Mayor Gage in the house."
There you go.
Oh, yeah.
Vanessa Ritter's watching.
Governor Sagi.
Grandma.
Brandy Brannon
Yeah,
says,
Brandy.
"Gage, Kate B, your girlfriend says hi."
Man,
Oh,
you already got him.
tell us about that, Gage. Tell us a little bit about her.
I was like, okay, so I was like really little, and she used to call me her boyfriend or something at the racetrack.
Oh yeah, just play dumb. It works. I don't know what she's talking about. He's rolling his eyes.
Keith Wallace says, "Awesome group of guys." Sheila Forsythe says, "Calvin, Sheila, and Tyler are watching." Sherry Ritter says, "Go Gage." Janina says, "Watch my grandson." And that's all I got. I think I'm caught all up.
And before we get started here, because we're getting ready to get to the 3 gentlemen here in front of me, the guest of honors, I just want to make him nervous over here. But we do have the famous Brad Ritter in the studio tonight. We tried to get him on the mic, but unlike his son, he was a little bit timid, so we decided he could sit this one out. I may be telling a little story there. I don't know. I mean, I try to stay truthful all the time. But no, we welcome Brad Ritter here. We got to get him on the show sometime.
Brad did all his talking behind the wheel.
Yeah.
Yeah. He did that in a race car.
All right, Shirley.
I'm caught up.
Okay, we're going to lead to who wants to start? Gilbert, would you like to start, or Alan, would you like to start first off? Well, we can start with Alan first off. You can tell us about the evening, the Frank Sagi evening. What's going on there, and then we'll get to Gilbert.
Well, this year's race will be on Saturday, July the 18th. Of course, Hagerstown Speedway. And our special guest honorees this year are Gary Stuhler, Marvin Winters, and Roy Deese Jr. So everybody who's fans of those 3 drivers, we urge them to come out that night, honor them for all their accomplishments at the track over the years. Those guys have done a heck of a lot over a long period of time, and I feel they're very worthy to be honored. For the first time, 2 of the drivers are going to actually be in competition. And we've always had retired drivers in the past, but Gary and Roy will both be on the track, And something a little different we're doing this year. And along with being different, the theme of that, we're going to have our buddy Gage on the mic that night. Gage aspires to be an announcer. This is kind of a fitting situation, a race for the all-time announcer at the track.
Yeah.
And we're going to get Gage started on that night. So we're looking forward to that.
What do you think about that, Gage? Are you excited?
Well, I'm definitely excited, but honestly, I'm still speechless. I mean, I don't really know what to say, but I just got to thank Alan, Buddy Long, Lisa, and Gilbert for giving me this opportunity and stuff.
Well, I tell you what, for somebody who don't know what to say, you sure did do a good job of it.
Yeah. I'll tell him like I told Kyle Busch, you'll be all right.
I'm telling you, I'm thinking about having him on here every week, man. I mean, the way he is with stats already and stuff,
Yeah.
but no.
He's on it.
How old are you, Gage?
I'm 12 years old. I'll be 13 in November.
And I like to share that video if I can sometime after the show on the On Track with Mike page, the video of him announcing.
His TikTok channel. Yeah, give a shout out to your TikTok channel.
It was on your
But he's got his own TikTok channel. So give a shout out to your TikTok
the
channel.
RRLMS and stuff. I do a little diecast racing and stuff, and
Yeah, if we can, we'll share that to the On Track with Mike page later tonight or something. That way people can kind of see some of how you've been doing it your own and learning that way.
I think Gage will have a lot of fun working with Buddy
He will.
Long.
Buddy will just take him under his
Buddy will
wing.
guide
And,
him
yeah.
well. Great job.
I've had a couple of discussions with Buddy, and Buddy's more excited than Gage is. So he's got something special, I think, planned for you. So he's
But you know,
really
Gage,
looking forward to it.
that's a thing. That I mean, Alan can probably tell you that's a job that's getting hard to come by for people. There's a lot of people that don't have the courage to get up there and try to talk about cars and talk about the action. You got to think quickly, you know. And I mean, somebody like Buddy Long, he makes it, you know, and Frank Sagi, they make it look easy because they just
It came natural.
Yeah, it comes natural.
Yeah.
This young man, when he gets in the zone, you should hear him rattle off
That's
the
what I'm saying.
sponsors and everything. It's that's how I found him on TikTok.
You know,
For
you
what
got, you got a driver on here, Andy Anderson. He said the mayor, Gage Ritter.
See, that's the second person called you the mayor.
yeah. Brian Harden, one time we were at Lernerville Speedway and we were playing cornhole and stuff, and all of a sudden he just started calling me the mayor of dirt track racing.
I knew something was up because I mentioned your name and everybody knew who you was. So I was like, well, everybody knows him.
Well, I got a Sierra Brown. She says, "Yay, Gage."
That's my cousin. Yeah.
What's this? Brayton Anderson says, "Gage is a stud."
That's Braden for you.
Good answer.
He was just on here a couple weeks ago.
He was on here last weekend.
Yeah,
Last Tuesday,
Yes,
he was on here. You could have come and hung out with him.
You're going to show him up tonight, aren't you?
You know, Braden ought to be a little careful what he says to you because you're going to have that microphone. You could say a lot of things about him that night.
Yeah, hard to tell what you can pick out any driver you want and say whatever you want to say.
Cameron Ritter says, "Get her done, boy."
Yeah, that's my brother too.
Man, just think if your dad was racing, what would you say? Would you speak? Would you brag him up or would you?
Oh yeah.
And Charles Gordon said, "My man knows more about racing than a shop full of us."
Yeah, I mean the way he named off those cars and the sponsors, it was amazing. It was amazing. I seen that video and I was like, holy cow! Like he knows who owns the car, what motorsports it is, who's driving it, what name. I mean that's a lot of pride there in what you're learning, and I think it's great. And I hope you go places because the sport needs more of these figures on the mic that are larger in life and supporting the sport.
Maybe you can take Alan's spot one day. You can be Dr. Gage. He's Dr. Sagi.
Dirt Doctor.
Dirt Doctor.
I didn't call him that this time because there was a lot going on. I thought maybe I better not do that. But yeah, we put him in a doctor's uniform and call him the Dirt Doctor.
I got a couple more comments
Well,
here.
we got to get to Gilbert sometime.
That's all right. Let him in his element. That's why I brought him here.
Buddy Long says, "Hey Gage, looking forward to having a great time with my newest friend and announcing buddy." Sheila Grimm says, "You will be okay, Gage." Braden Anderson says, "Sagi, how come Craig Klein isn't a honorary driver?"
He is an honorary driver.
An honorary driver.
We just ain't figured out what we're going to honor him for yet.
He hasn't lost in almost 6 years.
Yeah, he's right. Craig hasn't lost a race. I think it's going on 7 years now.
Mm-hmm.
He's only ran 3 times, but he won them all.
Eddie McMillan says, "Go Gage."
I'm telling you, Gage, you're popular. I'm telling you.
It's a bunch of
You got to come out with your own T-shirts and stuff.
Well, for Easter a few years ago, it was before that, for Christmas or something, my grandpa got me, like he built me like a go-kart, kind of like a pure stock kind of
Yeah.
build. And my aunt for Easter, she has like a cricket little thing, and she made shirts that had my name all over and the
Yeah.
number. I mean, I grew out of it already, but it was pretty cool.
Hey, you can turn it into like a muscle shirt. Be halfway up your belly and, All right, Gilbert, we're going to turn the floor over to you. Talk about some of the great things you got going on and some of the things that I know that you bring to the table with your Nicole's Dream, the awareness for childhood cancer awareness in honor of Nicole and Samantha Hess. And then you also have the Children Are Our Future thing you're working on also.
Yeah, that's something that I decided to come up with this year. We had a difficult year last year. We didn't race or anything. All of the kids in my program passed away, and just a lot of things happened. So we took a little break, and so we wanted to come out this year, full force and do something pretty exciting. And of course, I got a hold of Lisa and give her, my vision for what I wanted to do with this program. And so we started looking for dates and trying to get things together. And I really didn't like the dates in June. And so I gave Alan a call because the last thing I want to do is tarnish a relationship that I've made in a sport. And it's just like when I built the 44 car. The first thing I did when I built the 44 car, I went right over to Leggett and say, "Rick, is it okay if I put your name on the car?" I said, because I don't do that. I think, you're well respected in the industry. I said, and if without your permission, I'm not going to do this. And he was flattered over that. And that's, me and Alan, we've become friends over the last few years. And like I said, the last thing I want to do was do anything to hurt him. And so I called him up and I told him, I said, if you don't want to do it, I understand. And I gave him my vision. And he's like, "Gilbert, there's no other date you could do this. It's just impossible." And so we got together on it, and like I said, it's been evolving, and basically what we're going to have over there, so like I said, we're going to call it Children Are Our Future. The first 50 kids that walk in the door, they're going to receive a gift bag. The gift bag is going to have a set of earmuffs, safety goggles, and a hat and a flag. Greg Pinelli, he's my manager at United Airlines. He bought all the Babbles that'll be in the gift bags, and then we have a new coloring book coming out. Of course, I'm featured in it. But everything we got is for the kids, and I want to give a shout out to Mo Harden for helping with that, and Dave Rutherford for designing actually the cover too on that deal. And so what we want to do is we want to get the kids to gift bag. And like I said, of course, this is going to be the first 50 kids, and then we're going to have a bike giveaway. Right now we're up to 12 bikes. We got a couple custom bikes, and I really wasn't going to tell anybody about the one bike that we were going to do, but I think we need to tell them because I think there's some people in the family might want to be there when we give that bike. We have a very special bike we're going to give away that night. I know that a lot of you in the industry, and especially around Hagerstown Speedway, were very fond of Barry Miller. And me and Barry raced back years ago in 4-cylinders, and first time I brought my late model over to Hagerstown, he was the first one to come up to me and congratulate me and shake my hand, and was so proud of what I was doing. I didn't know Barry was sick at the time, but he was a very proud supporter. He followed my Facebook and everything, and so on that night we're going to give away a very special Barry Miller bike. It's satin black. It's going to be dressed up as the 88. Mike, I'm stealing something for you. Like I said, we're going to put Be Like Barry on it. Mo's working on all that right now, Joey Fenarsdale up at Local Joe's, he's got the RC cars that he races and things.
Yeah.
He donated one of our 44 bikes back to give to a kid that he won up at Nicole's Memorial Race. And then I got a Nicole's Dream bike that I'm going to be putting out. Children Are Our Future and a Nicole's Dream bike. And then I got a special Hagerstown Speedway bike that I'm going to give. And then all the other bikes, they'll just be regular bikes. And right now we're up to about 12. I got a couple more people that are dropping off some bikes. And then if you don't win a bike, what we're going to do is we're taking all the winners for the bikes, and then we're going to take those names and set them aside. And then we're going to start drawing the names for the checks. So far right now we have 9 checks. All the checks are $200 a piece. My vision for these checks is for you to take. I'm going to give you cash, but we're going to give you your own check to hang on your wall at home. So we're making it pretty cool. The first 5 checks will be with my daughter, Riot, which Cody Breeden, it's his relation, and it's Faith Hoffman, it's their relation. Connor and Olive and Bryson. That'll be my memorial. So Gunnar Walls has stepped up from Gunnar Walls Racing, and he donated $200. Carson Genner, the little young gun that I sponsor, their family gave $200, and Dave Rutherford, he put in $200 into the hat. And if anybody else is interested in it, it doesn't have to be $200. I'm just trying to keep them all about the same. So right now we got about $1,800, and then. Of course, we got another thing we have an anonymous donor that put up $200, and we're going to have the Barry Miller check, and it's going to have Barry's picture on it, and some young kid's going to get a $200. Like I said, I'm going to give them cash, but they'll have the check to take home and hang it on their wall, and because it's something I need to do, because Barry was such a kind and decent person. Now, you wouldn't find a nicer man if anywhere in that racetrack, and I just want his family to know that that the community misses him, and we love him, and I tell you, it was tough, and I made a couple songs for them to play, and his sister called me up and says, Gilbert, can I play those at his funeral? And I said, they're yours. I made it for you to help you all heal. And she goes, I listen to it every day, and so we just. We want to do something special for him. So right now we got $1,800 up for grabs, about 12 bikes, 50 gift bags, and then I'm going out. I'm going to get a couple flat screen TVs. I got a replica helmet. I'm getting ready to call Rodney Combs up and get a couple of my cars. I run out of my cars, but I'm going to go around to, if any late model drivers are listening tonight and you have a die-cast car that you would like to donate and put on the table, because we're going to trickle down the gifts. So we don't want every kid to win, nobody to win twice. So after the bikes are done, we're going to throw those names off to the side. And then we're going to draw the checks out of the rest of the names. Then they're going to go off to the side, and then we're going to pull the table items. And I hope there's so many kids around there that Lisa goes crazy. Because the whole goal, I grew up at Hagerstown Speedway, and the whole goal was to get kids back to the track. Man, I want to see them in the dirt. I want to see them running around there. I just want to see that place like a playground in the back of the grandstands, like it was when I was a kid. And so I'm hoping that if the community steps up and gives me a hand with this stuff, that every kid that walks out there is going to walk out there with something. And that's my goal. But we're in the process of designing a background. We're going to have our own little victory lane. So it's going to have a checkered flag floor. It's going to have a background in it. It's going to have all of our associated sponsors and everything with it. And then every kid will stand in that victory lane with their bike, their check, or whatever they got. And then Lisa's going to post all that on Hagerstown Speedway. By the way, Lisa, we're going to do that. So, but we're going to get that because we want them kids to be able to go on there and look at that and go, wow, look at that, And
I just couldn't imagine having a check like that to hang in my room when I was a little kid.
Well, me and Mo had a long discussion yesterday, and I said, I don't know if anybody's done these bikes like this to make them like race cars. He goes, I don't know of it. I said, and I don't know of ever seen any kids winning a $200 check. And I'm a game changer. I want to do something different. And a lot of people don't understand me. Some people call me weird, but I'm me. And I do the things I want. And my whole goal is, I made a promise to every single one of these families that I do this program for, that I would never let these kids be forgotten. So their faces are going to be on race cars. Their faces are going to be on checks. They're going to be bikes are going to be named after them. As long as I'm alive, they're going to be alive. And I put a thing out on Facebook. You might have read it the other day that, if I die, I hope somebody picks up the torch and carries on Nicole's dream. Because I think it's a pretty good program. I mean, like I said, we kind of came out of nowhere, and it's progressed. It's not as big. I got down on myself because I focused on money, because I want to give these kids everything under the sun. And when you sit in these funerals and you listen to these people talk about you, you realize that your purpose in life is so much higher than that. And I'm just so grateful that I gave my life to God, and that He supports me in all this. And without Him, none of this is possible. I mean, I could have never done this, because I took a big gamble. I went up and bought a new rocket, and Andy Anderson took me up to get it, and of course Andy and Ernie, they sold me the motor, and I didn't know. Gary could have said, "Nah, I'm not doing that," but it all worked out, and like I said, we didn't win, but we won. I mean, I won the day that Gary sat in that car. I was a kid up in the grandstands, like Gage watching, and now I'm an owner for Kerry Stoller. Who gets to do that? And this young man right here, he's sitting there, and people are looking at him, and one day, he's going to be, Buddy Long's going to go out the door, and there might be Gage Ritter walking in there.
Yeah, Gage Ritter.
Sheila Grimm on here said, "Look out, buddy. Said Gage is coming after your job."
In 10, 15 years, we could be calling that Gage's house. Never give up on your. That's why we try to inspire this program for kids. Never give up on your dreams. And when I found this young man on TikTok, we started following each other back and forth. And then we got a chat, and I said, "Oh, okay, hold on here. Get your mom to call me," because I was like, "We don't want to do this." So she called me. I said, "We're good," And then I met him at Eldora, and went down and met Brad and all of them. And I didn't realize that they were so tight with Rob Nichols and all of them. We sat there and talked, and of course, like I say, I spoil them a little bit. I called Marshall over there at Hagerstown that does the souvenir trailer, and I said I sent him some money. I said I got a little boy who's going to come down there, and I said, get him $100 worth of stuff. I got him covered. And he goes, "Well, I know Gage."
Everybody knows Gage.
I didn't realize he was that popular until we got to do that. And I spoiled him a little bit at Eldora too. And 'cause I just like to do for kids, and it just makes me happy. But like I said, we got to show them that their dreams are possible. And through me living my dream, everything is possible for them. They can sit back and look at that. And like I said, Scott Sweeney, he sent me something one day, and about his son, how much he looked up to me and things like that. And it's just that I don't feel like I'm anybody, because I've never won a race. I'm probably never ever going to win a race. I do it for the fun. But my goal is to get Gary Stoller and Victor Lane in my car, or someone else. But Gary's my guy. But like I said, I'm living my dream, and it's hard to understand how a person feels when you're inside the dream. You can be an outsider looking in, but when you're living your dream, it's pretty surreal.
Well, would you want to tell everybody how the Nicole's dream got started?
Well, it's funny because I contacted Justin Snyder up at Port Royal Speedway, and our whole goal was, when we built the car, I decided I was building the car, and I made up my mind I wasn't buying a used car. I mean, I wanted everything new. So I run into Steve Baker at the World 100. I said, "I'm coming up next week to buy a car." He says, "Well, come on up." So me and Ernie Shirley rode up, and we ordered a car. Well, I run into Stoller in the process down at now Jerry, she knew, and I said, "Keep quiet, don't tell him." And I think she knew, but she probably thought I was crazy, because I come out and was talking all this stuff, and so I run into Gary at Charlotte, and if anybody knows Gary Stoller when you're talking, he's cool. I mean, you guys got 350 wins. You
don't know, no.
He's cool. And we're sitting there at the picnic table. Of course, I've got this shirt on that's got 44s all over it, race cars. And he said, "Go, just put your deal together and let me know." Well, I've already had the car started. And it was funny because we go up to Rocket to pick the car up, me and Andy. And then Steve Baker walks out of the shop, and he goes, "Oh, my God, Gilbert." He goes, "Look who pulled in the parking lot." And Stoller pulled in the parking lot. He come up here to pick some parts up.
What's the chances of that?
We done closed the lid on the back of the trailer. And we're laughing. And Gary goes, "You did it, didn't you?" I said, "I told you I was." I said, "I bought you a good piece." And Baker told him, he says, yeah, he didn't spare no expense, Gary. He goes, wait till you see what's in there. He goes, we use a little different words, but I'll say he crapped his pants. And we just laughed and laughed. And Andy, he's going down the road, he says, Gilbert, this is like a movie. You couldn't make this up if you tried.
No, you couldn't.
And we were laughing and carrying on. We'd have a good time with it. But, the day, well, of course, we were in the middle of COVID, and we couldn't find the motor. I went to Rick. I wanted an authentic Leggett motor. He couldn't do it, just too busy and things are going on. And my brother, he's freaking out, and he's like, we're not going to get a motor. I said, God's going to find a way. We just got to put it out there. First post I put up, Andy called me. We went down, and after that, it was a done deal, and we put it in there. And
you must have a direct line.
It was just.
It ain't that easy to get a motor, is it, Alan?
It was
Not some days.
Well, it's not easy to buy a motor from somebody you can trust. And Ernie Davis, he's probably one of the most respectable men in this area that I would think that I would ever buy a motor from. I don't think I'm sorry, but I don't think I could trust anybody but him, and I was very, very lucky. But, we got the deal put together, and then we decided to do the race up at Port Royal, and just to see Gary walk around that car was just unbelievable, But Nicole's Dream, the name didn't even exist yet. And me and Justin sat down when I sponsored the race, and I was like, well, this was all her dream to do this, and I'm like, oh, well, let's call it Nicole's Dream, and then that's how that started, and so we went up and we did that. We raised $12,500, I think it was, on that auction that we did up there, and the raffles and stuff we did, and I told him one of the stipulations was I got to go side by side with Gary on the pace lap, so I had the 44 and the 4. We did 3 laps around the track, but it was so funny because just before I pulled out, I'm sitting over there, and Rick hadn't seen the car yet. Rick Eckert, he was over there watching the races, and man, he comes running across there, jumps through the passenger side window, grabs a hold of my hand. He goes, man, this is the coolest thing I ever saw. Well, if that don't make you feel good, nothing does, And
then Gary set fast time, didn't he?
Oh,
Was that the race?
we almost set time, and of course I'm all hyper. I'm, probably you already found that out by this.
You already found that out.
Well, when I'm talking about, my passion, but Denny Bongar was sitting there, and I went over and grabbed him on the shoulder. I said, Denny, did you see that? He goes, yeah, I saw it go. Of course, we go down there, Rick's in the trailer, and Denny comes over there. It was pretty cool. But
Gage, you might want to move over a couple feet, just to be safe. You don't have no pads or anything on.
But but it was just a fun time, And of course, we got inverted that day, and but we're still. I mean, I failed Gary on the car. I put so much into my kids. I just didn't do enough maintenance on the car, and he gets all mad at me when I talk like that. But like I said, I don't want nothing but the best for him, and the best for my kids and all that stuff. And it's just, it's just amazing over the last few years is the relationships that I've built. I mean, I sat down at East Bay Raceway Park at a picnic table for 30 minutes with Scott Bloomquist, had him talk in to drive my car. But we couldn't get together on all the numbers. I had Davenport talk in to drive my car, but he said I can't drive a rocket, but I try. It's a 50-50 chance. It's yes or no. And that's the thing about it is. And
it's amazing the connections you've made, though.
I just went over to Poncho's the other day to buy a sprint car a couple months ago, and then I couldn't fit in it, so I got to buy my own. I've got to build one around me, but I want to try.
He needs a 4-door sprint car.
If this Kyle Busch thing didn't teach you anything, tomorrow's not promised. And if it's on the table, you better do it, because you don't know if you're going to wake up tomorrow.
Ain't funny his last interview.
Mm-hmm.
They said about why you're so happy, where he said because you don't know when the next one's going to be, and it don't have to be your last. It don't have to be. It don't have to mean a win. It could be your last day.
Yep.
Your last time seeing a loved one. It could be anything like that. It don't have to be just your last.
I'm
win.
56 years old, and I've buried so many people I went to school with. And of course, look at Barry. What was he? 54? I believe he was 54, 55. Like I said, you don't start living life. I buried a daughter and a wife. And you don't start living your life. You like to say you don't know what's going to happen. And God's blessed me. I've had a good life. I mean, I got a good job. It allows me to do a lot of cool things. And He doesn't give you stuff for you just to hold on to it. He's meant for you to bless other people. And we've done some extraordinary things. We've got a little boy we're getting ready to fly down to Texas to see. Follow him on. I met him on TikTok just like I did Gage. He became cancer free on my birthday. So I'm
Really?
gonna load my driver's suit up and I'm gonna meet him in his front door. We got a custom die cast and a door and a hat and a couple other cool things, and we're gonna surprise him. And then of course right now we may have him at the track. We don't know yet, but little Henry he's up there towards Gore, but he's the little boy we did Christmas for this past year. Trying to get him set up in the VIP thing up there at Hagerstown, and I got a couple other things I want to try to do, but. Right now, his counts have been up and down, and so that's a hit or miss. He may be there, may not be there, but if we can get him there, I'd like for him to be there and experience it. But like I said, it's like Bryson. We only got to see Bryson one time. We went up and did something pretty special for him at Hershey's Hospital, because that's where Connor was being treated at as well. And that's the first time we ever got to go in the hospital and actually
that
talk
would
to
be
the
something.
kids. And
I don't know if I could do it.
And the poor little guy,
Tough.
the poor little guy died the next day. And
Oh, are you
but
serious?
he said one thing that I'll never forget, because he wasn't doing a whole lot of talking while we was there. And I bought him this huge. Well, excuse me, I didn't. We, as the people that backed me on this, we bought him this huge Gravedigger truck, and he says, "Come here." And I leaned down and he goes, "Did you bring me some batteries?" I said, "Buddy, I got you a whole case of batteries in there." I said, "You don't have to worry about that." But we took him a custom die-cast car. We took die-cast cars for the doctors. We gave T-shirts to the nurses. I mean, we had a blast. Because when we pulled up to Hershey's Hospital, I was in my driver's suit, and my girlfriend then, Susan, we pulled up, and you thought, we were royalty. They opened the door up. They swarmed us. That's good.
That's
a nice
that's
place.
good.
Yes, and that's why we're going to go up there and do something special for them this summer. As soon as we get some few things together. So, me, like I said, I wish this was a full-time job. That I could do it.
Me and my wife always talk about it every time we see the St. Jude's commercial on TV, and I'm like, could you imagine what them parents feel like? When my son was born, what was he, a week old? He had RSV, had to put him in an oxygen tent. And, I don't know how to say this without sounding ignorant. It's like, this is going to sound ignorant as heck, but I don't mean it that way. I wasn't even attached to him yet. I was, but I wasn't.
I understand that.
I'm trying to say, could you imagine having a child that is 6, 7 years old that you've already
My daughter was 8.
watched them ride their bicycle, watched them do this, and then that kid is there, and your hands is tied. You'd swap spots with them in a heartbeat. But I just knew a week-old child. I was so helpless. I stood there and cried by that oxygen tent, because he can't tell you if he's hurting. He can't tell you if and it was just like, every time I see a commercial, I think, man, can you imagine what them parents are going through? Because it's such a helpless feeling. Even whenever your kid's is sick, it's a helpless feeling.
Oh yeah.
Just whenever they're laying on the couch for a couple of days because they got the flu or something. It's the most horrible feeling, having a sick kid, because you just feel like you want to be the person to come up and say, "I'll make it all go away." And I just can't imagine them kids with childhood cancer and stuff. What those parents are mentally and physically going through to
Well, it's
deal
like
with
I was
that.
telling you about when I had these conversations with Rodney Combs. He said, "Gilbert, I tried it." He says, "I walked into that first hospital, I was done."
Oh, I don't think I
He
could
said,
do it.
He said, "I got so much love for you, for what you do." He said, and anything you need, I'll help you with. He said, but he said, "I can't do it." He said, "And somebody that can do it, I can help you, but I can't do it." And that means a lot to me, especially coming from somebody like Rodney. It's pretty nice to have those relationships.
Yeah, we got to get caught up. You got it on your phone or what?
I got some here and some here. Tom Davis says, Tommy Two Fists says Gage is all jacked up on Mountain Dew.
He is too.
Tommy.
Oh, jacked
He
up
knows
on
you,
Mountain
don't
Dew.
he?
That's one of my favorite sayings.
Paula Dixon says, "Hey Gage, the Racing Dictionary, we're watching." You're a Racing
I'm
Dictionary.
telling you, man, you're famous.
Zane's at baseball practice, so he will watch later.
Okay.
You can watch it anytime. And
Zane's coming over to give us a hand.
Then will be on YouTube after, here in probably a couple of days.
You'll meet Zane. You'll meet Zane that night. He's coming over to give us a hand. He's Gage's friend.
Let me see here. Peggy Kershner says, that young man Gage is a bright young man for his age. Gage is going to accomplish a lot. is very bright. I am proud that we have a young man that bright and already making something of his life. God bless you, Gage.
That's my mother.
That's nice.
Keith Walls said he will donate a bike, and he said he will get with you, Gilbert.
All right, thank you, Keith. I appreciate that.
Yeah, and I think
And that's what we're trying to do here. If we're trying to get people excited.
we're going to do something too. We're going to on track Mike show or Kershner Racing, or we're going to word it some way. But I think we want to do a check.
And if you got a guy that wants to print your own check up, we're doing 12 by 24s, I think.
That's illegal, isn't it? Printing your own checks.
Carolyn Kuntz says, good call on 3 guys you picked for the race, Alan.
Thank you.
Chucky Johnson says, go Gage. Let's see what else is here.
We appreciate all the comments. We're trying to get to them. It's just right. For some
Michelle.
reason here we have.
Barnett says, such a great thing you're doing, Gilbert. And
Thank you.
I'm caught up.
And to add to that, I haven't spoke with. I'm pretty sure Alan's probably doing it, but Alan, is Jeff Lindsay doing the drawings
Yes.
this year? So that's
Yes.
that's something else that the children can get. The big man, I don't know how big they are, but they're
Huge.
they're poster sized drawings, hand drawn race cars of the honored guest. And every year I try to get one, and I haven't put one of them in a frame yet. But I got plans on framing all of them.
He made my 44 car, and Gary and them had to do with my 44 car with the old 44 and the new 44, and they donated it to my auction. And somebody, actually, it was Beth Cash, Ernie Shirley's girlfriend, and she bought it and invited me up to dinner, and she says, this belongs on your wall at your house. And Kelly Stillman, that woman. That is by one of the most wonderful women that you could ever meet. I think she bought half that place out the day we did that place. I'm sorry, Kelly, if I called you out, but you just did such a wonderful thing that day, and to help us out when you help these kids and stuff out. And but she was a big supporter of us.
I don't want to downplay any of the other bikes. That's not my intention. But I can't imagine winning that Barry Miller bike. I mean, that's just.
I was going to keep it a secret, but then I didn't want some of his family not to show up because because it may be hard.
They're going to be coming in dressing as little kids.
Well, I need a ticket. I need a ticket. Well,
I'm going to be a kid that day.
this is the thing that I'm trying to do is, like I said,
There you go.
I know it's
There
hard
you
for
go.
them to walk back into the track, and I'm trying to, this will help them in part of their healing process. But if you're part of Barry Miller's family, please get with me. I mean, his sister is on my Facebook, but like Gunnar Walls.
Carolyn was just on here.
Carolyn's on here.
Yeah, Gunnar Walls, Dave Rutherford, and the Ginner family, they're going to hand out their own checks. Because
Okay.
they do them. If you guys do a check, I'd rather for you all to hand them out because I want those people to be associated. Because I got a lot going on. I got my own checks to hand out.
Oh yeah, this is a lot.
But the Miller family.
Alan's got to run a race.
Yeah.
Sometimes
We're all gonna
two features sometimes at night.
We're all going to be busy. But the thing is anybody in the Miller family, please get with me. Like I said, I know his sister is on my Facebook, but we'd like for you all to hand out Barry's check. It's just we got it all set up. All you got to do is hand it out. I want them to be a part of the process. And
Yeah, I have a Barry Miller story I've talked about on here before, and I'm not saying this to talk about my son in any way. I just have to do this because that's the way it revolved around. But one of the last races Barry won, it wasn't his last, we thought it might be, but Barry come back after a time of being away, and we both started on the front row. And I'm not going to sugarcoat it. He beat us fair and square. He was. I mean, it's hard to believe, and I hope I don't offend no one, but it was. I didn't. Barry drove that car like it was. I mean, he drove like it was everything. I mean, he. It's amazing that the way he could wheel that car after being through what he went through. And we run second to him, and we went up to Victory Lane, and like there wasn't a dry eye in the place, and it's like I told my son, I said, you know what? I said, people always talk about second sucks. I said, but not just because it was Barry, but just because the person Barry was. I said, I wouldn't give it to him. He wouldn't, Sagi, he wouldn't like that if you gave it to him.
No, that's right.
But it's like you would do it 1,000 times over again. And he did happen to win one more feature after that. But Man, we was all standing in Victory Lane crying,
Yeah.
and like we didn't want Barry to think anything bad, but we was like, I looked at my son and said, this could be his final win, you know. I
Yeah.
mean, and we witnessed it, you know. But anyway, he did win more, and you know, we didn't want Barry to know. We didn't want him to feel. He didn't want anybody to feel bad about the situation. But there wasn't a dry eye in the place, and I mean, that win. It's like, did you ever hear somebody say like one of the main things in their career, not my career, but our racing career, is not a feature win?
Mhm.
Like that, I'll remember that night forever, just because it was Barry, and like it has nothing to do with winning a race or running top
Our
five.
best
Or,
night was second.
yeah,
You know, at Nicole's Memorial Race in Winchester.
yeah.
I screwed up. Because I called Trevor. I said, "Hey, I said, 'cause that was Nicole's
He
guy."
said he screwed up and called Trevor. Now you heard it,
Listen,
didn't you?
I did. Oh, I'll tell you the story. So he was on his way to the beach.
Alan can bring that up tomorrow night.
He was on his way to
at
the
the arts
beach.
meeting.
He was on his way to the beach, and I said, and Nicole, that was Nicole's guy. I mean, that was her man. And I said, "Hey, we're having Nicole's Memorial Race," and he called Brad Olsen because I need a car. It happened that quick, and that sucker beat
That's
us.
another good guy there,
He
Brad.
beat us, and Gary ran second, and you couldn't have picked a better night for that to happen. Nicole's driver won, and we ran second on her night. First time her parents ever been to a racetrack, you know, and it was, we raised $3,500 for the kids that night because Greg Gunner gave us all the money from the 50-50, and Mo went around, sold bikes, and I mean it was a beautiful night. And
I
we
tell
ran
people,
second.
all the time on the show that lots of times your most memorable moments aren't exactly a win. It's a night that you had something against you, or you know, something you came back from, or there was something
overcome
going
adversity.
something going on that night that was on your mind instead of racing. And you know, so I tell people all the time, you know, a lot of times people come in here and you ask them the best night they ever had at racing, and a feature win may not be it. It's something else that did it. How about, I hate to put him on the spot, where'd he go? Brad Ritter, what was your most memorable moment? Was it a win, or was it something else? Can you think real quick for us?
Yeah, I could probably come up with something.
Well, come over here.
Yeah. Don't be shy.
Well, I'm not trying to be shy.
Well, that was just
I didn't want to. This is all about Gage, and
I know, but we like that, make it a big old fun time of dirt racing.
Family racing.
yeah. Most memorable moment?
Yeah, and racing, was it a win, or was it something else?
Yeah, I mean, for sure, for me, it had to be a win. So my dad passed away in 2002, and it was in March, right before we had the Apple Blossom car show at the mall, and he had passed, and then we had a couple rainouts that year, and so it was my first year in limiteds, and it was competitive back. Well, I mean, in those days, it was really competitive. I mean, full fields and really tough race cars, tough drivers. Anyway, that particular, we finally got to run our first race after a couple rainouts, and I had, the whole family was there, supporting me, because I wasn't sure if we were going to race. So all that to say, I ended up winning that race first time in a semi-late, and I mean JT beat the tailpiece off the back of that thing, but the track it was heavy, and the track was kind of one lane, and I was able to hold it in the lane and finish that race off. So you talk about being in victory lane with a lot of tears. I mean, it was really tough. So it's hard to beat that one as far as a memorable one for me.
Yeah,
So,
I agree.
yeah.
I agree. JT was who I beat for my first win.
Is that right?
Yeah,
Wow.
and he was hot. He was hot back then when he had that pickup.
That truck, yeah.
Yeah,
He had that four-cylinder
Yeah.
truck. That thing was.
yeah.
Thing
And
was
I
fast.
don't let nobody. I mean, whenever somebody like JT beats somebody like JD, you got. I keep reminding everybody, hey, JT finished second to me, but he beat me a lot more times than I beat him. I'll just be honest with you. But thank you, Brad.
I do have some comments here.
Okay.
Brian Ballard says, can't wait to meet him.
Very good.
Debbie Sagi says, hey Gage, you have been hanging around Alan too much drinking Mountain Dew.
She gets on me about the Mountain Dew all
Keith
the
Walls
time.
says, I'm going to go. I'm going to try to be there with the Richard Walls throwback number 9 car. Carolyn Kuntz, she says, thank you guys.
No problem. Thank you.
Then Sheila Grimm says, Keith, that would be very nice. And then I'm caught up.
That's one thing about the Sagi race. We used to go there and run the limited car against the supers, and we didn't give a crap. It just like you unload. It was like a different atmosphere.
Mm-hmm.
Like everybody's competing, but yet nobody. You don't feel like anybody's competing. I mean, it's very. I told Alan before. It's very very strange atmosphere at that race. It's like the most friendly. Camaraderie. I mean, I'm sure whenever you get on the track, it's hot and heavy. But I mean, like we was there, and like it just like I don't know how to explain it. It's hard to explain.
100 one time and sat there in the staging area, and Davenport pulls up beside and goes, you know, and then you're next out in line. So.
He said, "You're that guy with that rocket."
And then Tony Sturridge says, "Are you crazy?" But hey, we had fun. You know, we knew we weren't going to make the race. We didn't care. You know, we just had fun. Gage, what was your most memorable moment in racing? What was your best race you loved? We got to get him.
It's probably coming up on July 18th.
Well, from the past, one of my most memorable race that I've ever been to was probably either watching my dad almost win in a pure stock car a year or two ago. But also in 2023 when I got to watch Hudson O'Neal win the World 100, and he's always been my favorite driver since I was little, and that was pretty cool. I remember I lost my voice for like a day or two.
Just cheering for him. Was that the one in the rocket car?
Yeah. I mean,
Cool.
I was also so mad when he got out of that car.
That was my. Was it my granddaughter's favorite driver? Hudson O'Neal. Remember we went down there and we stood?
Bristol's. It was Bristol's.
Bristol went down there and
Bristol.
played with one of his cars in the dirt. This is probably back like 2022 when he was at Hagerstown Speedway, and they're like, well, he just got done racing. It was after the end of the evening there, and they was fixing something on the nose or whatever, and no problem. She'll just sit here and play with your car in the stones, and that's what she did till she got a picture with him. Real nice guy.
Oh, he is.
Yeah, when I was little at Eldora Speedway, I was able to go in the pits for a little bit before the races and stuff. And we got to see Hudson, and my mom's got an old picture of him holding me when I was around 7 years old, maybe. But, like last year at the Hillbilly 100, I think, at Lernerville, he came down to Tommy Amari's campsite, and Tommy happened to be camping with our little group that we have every year, and Hudson came down to the party. I mean, I've always been good friends with his wife, Tessa.
You're good friends with his wife?
You better tell Brandy Brandon about that.
Holy cow! You got women
Brandy,
everywhere, don't
listen,
you?
I think you got a little competition.
I'm only friends with her because
We're just giving you a hard time, Gage.
I always go up to the t-shirt trailer and hang out with their dog.
Is that right?
Yeah,
Wow, that's pretty cool. Any other drivers stop by?
Yeah, Devin Moran. I guess we've been kind of a good friend to him.
Yeah,
for
Devin Moran's
about a
always
year.
around in Murray's,
Yeah.
and
Yeah,
he's a real good guy too.
Tyler Erb, he's been up there. I've got to hang out with him a fair share.
You're not allowed to
times.
hang out with Tyler Erb, are you?
I mean,
They'll teach you some words you shouldn't say.
I'm a Tyler Erb fan. I like. See, he's one of them guys you never know what you're going to get.
I didn't know
and that's
he had
what.
cancer when he was a kid.
Is that right?
Yeah, that's why he run that car. He was in Texas Children's Hospital. That gave me a whole different respect
Really?
for him.
Yeah, he was very sick when he was a kid.
I did not
I didn't know that either.
My wife didn't know it either. She couldn't stand him. He wrecked Davenport at East Bay one time, and she about tore the grandstands down.
I'm a big Tyler Erb fan.
I'm mad at him. I ordered a T-shirt from him for Christmas for my son. I never got the T-shirt.
Maybe it'll be here for next Christmas.
Yeah.
Yeah, you didn't say which Christmas. Any comments for Gage till we get on there? Any more women looking for him?
Okay, if there's a 12-year-old out there, come on over to the track on July 18th.
Hey, this is a good this show. This show is good for picking up women. You won't believe the guys I have in here, and their dads say, "Hey, he's single," and yeah, it happens all the time.
The only thing I have on here is Cameron Ritter says bad bread segment.
You think we can get you and your dad to come back up sometime and do a show?
That's up to him. I mean, I'm here for it.
Well, then it's up to you. You just got to get him to go.
I'll contact
Oh,
you.
needs a chauffeur.
I'll contact you and your mother, and then he won't have a choice.
You know, we're coming.
We're coming.
No, we're coming.
It's already planned.
That's one of the easiest bookings I ever did, Sagi.
Yeah. Lock him in.
What?
How are you gonna feel up there? Now I know at this race, not that it's not an important race, it is for Mr. Frank Sagi tribute, but just say sometime you do a race, just say the World Outlaws or Lucas Oil comes into Hagerstown sometime. How are you gonna announce Hudson O'Neill's car and Tyler Erb's car and Devin Moran's car?
Well, I'd be way more confident with Devin, because if you watch any of my videos, I know about almost all of his sponsors by
We want to
now.
hear it. That's what he wants to hear.
Okay, I guess
Get yourself set
I'll
up
give
there.
you a little bit of a sample.
Okay.
But you can still watch it on my
Just go
TikTok.
with
but-
it.
We're still gonna post it. You do whatever you're comfortable
Okay,
with.
just pull it out on the track.
And there's the driver out of Dresden, Ohio. He's in the Double Down Motorsports, Big River Steel, Lazy Days RV, C&W Trucking, Anthony's Pizza number 99. That's going to be the mailman of Devin Moran.
It's amazing.
Wow.
Isn't it?
How about
It's
that?
amazing.
And that's why I got him. You know,
He sounds just like James Essex.
Yeah, it's amazing.
It blew me
James
away.
couldn't do it any better.
I mean, that's not all of them, all the sponsors I know. That's just a little taste.
Just a little taste. I can't remember my kids' birthdays, and you're naming off all
Okay,
these
Buddy Long,
sponsors.
you're watching. We got to have a
Yes,
comment out of you.
Buddy Long is on here. He does have a comment. He says, "Hey Gage, I need some female advice."
Okay, Buddy, we want to see. Did you enjoy what he just said?
I can see Buddy now in the booth, and he's got his hand over your mouth talking on the microphone. No, Gage, do you realize how special that is? I know we like to joke and have fun on this show. That's part of why we like to have it laid back like this, so it's just fun. But you realize how special that is for you to remember all that and be able to name these drivers and where they live and their sponsors, and that's amazing.
That's why it was so important to bring him here tonight. That's why I told you, I said, if I can't have him, I don't want to come. And I said, because I want people to know that this is no joke.
And what I tell you, I said, you bring anybody you
Well,
like.
and that's the point. Is I want him to come to the racetrack because they're getting ready to experience something, you know. And Buddy's going to help him along. And like I said, once he gets going, he's going to be just fine. But
Yeah, I think once
they're all going to experience something.
he's going to know some of the drivers, and then
He knows by all of them.
yeah,
I don't know about all of them, but I'll know a good
you know a
few.
lot of local drivers, so I mean he's going to know. He'll pick it up pretty quick.
Worst case scenario, we'll get you in a golf cart and run you around. You can get
Go
acquainted to
interview
them.
and stuff.
I'm just saying that, but they're in for a treat.
Yeah, say what's your name? Where are you from?
Gage, you're going to be a chick magnet with them eyelashes and that dimple.
Well, I'm going to know a lot of those drivers because they race at Port Royal Speedway, a lot of them. And my buddy Zane Dixon, they go there almost every weekend and stuff and watch, and he's always telling me about all those guys up in Pennsylvania. I mean, he does the same thing that I do and stuff. And
I'm not just saying this, but how old did you say he was?
12.
12 years old. How many 12-year-olds, Alan, pay attention to racing that much? I mean, they may have like a favorite driver or two favorite drivers, but I mean, he's naming off
This kid's something special.
I'm really into it.
all these different tracks.
Yeah.
He's something special.
I mean, a lot of 12-year-old kids are too busy, like maybe playing with Matchbox cars, or throwing a football behind the stands with their buddy,
games,
you know, something like that. Because I mean, when I was going to the races, I had the people I watched, but I mean, whenever one of my buddies would come up, we'd be off doing something, you know. But that's amazing that you're naming off World 100 and Hudson O'Neill and tracks, Port Royal, and I mean it's pretty amazing for you to be that knowledgeable on racing.
I think when he gets in his zone and with Buddy up there, helping him out, it's like I said, it's going to be. You don't want to miss it.
We got to get you announcing before you meet a bunch of women.
Don't let him embarrass you, Gage. He's just jealous because he's probably wearing underwear older than you.
Wearing? Wearing? You have underwear?
Maybe I shouldn't have went there. Huh?
See, and then when your dad walks down in front of the grandstand, you'll be on the mic and you say, "Hey, there's Brad Ritter in the house, everybody."
Yeah, there he is.
You didn't embarrass your dad.
Everybody flag him down for an autograph.
The flying mailman.
The flying mailman.
My wife puts up with this 24/7. I'm telling you, this is what she lives with, and it's actually worse than this at home because I don't have a microphone. I just say
I just sick my dog.
whatever. She puts up with a lot, and
That's why she's got the trophy, Gilbert.
yeah. Sagi gave her a trophy for marrying me. What do you think about that?
It must be worth a lot.
I don't think I'm telling you, man, he's a keeper. He's a keeper. I'll tell you one thing. I got a trophy bigger. Most people ain't want a trophy that big as I don't know how Alan got a trophy that big.
I'll tell you the story on how I started all this racing.
Okay, yeah, we like to hear that.
So basically, I got on TikTok and stuff with my friend Buddy Zane, and he found this guy, 55 Speedway on TikTok.
I watch him too.
Yep, he does exactly what we do. He just a little bit different. I mean, he just takes pictures and stuff. He doesn't announce as much. But the kid's name, I think he's Declan Carpenter, I believe. He lives up in West Virginia. He's actually a flagman for West Virginia Motor Speedway a little bit. I think he's like a year or two older than me, maybe. But, I mean, he showed me his Christmas list one time. It's just like a line of just so many die-cast cars and stuff. But, he's been doing it for longer than us. He's got about 2,000 followers now. But he's basically the whole reason I do this, because he gave us the idea. I already had like 50 cars maybe that I would just race around sometimes, not even do anything with it. But then we saw his videos, and then we were like, well, we might as well do it. We got all these cars, nothing to do with them. So
How many followers you got?
Almost 1,000. I think I have
Almost
about
1,000?
900 something.
Still takes courage to do them videos and stuff like that.
Yeah. We'll put your thing out there on Facebook, and we'll have Mike. I'll screenshot it, and we'll get you 3,000 or 4,000 followers. We'll get you moving.
I'll tell you,
along
I'm
here.
not just because you're on the show, but I'm really impressed. I am.
I told you would be.
Yeah, that kid. That's the whole reason we actually started doing this whole thing. That's the whole reason I'm here basically right now, because he gave me and Zane, an idea to just do all this die-cast stuff, and I've got a lot of gifts and stuff, a lot of compliments from Gilbert and a bunch of other people. Yeah.
And you're very good on the mic already. There's a lot of younger.
It might take me a second to get a little comfortable, but
And more Mountain Dew, you'll be fine.
Get all jacked up.
Well, you couldn't be up there co-announcing with a better person than Buddy Long, because like I said,
Now I'm telling you, his voice and stuff is
if
just
you only
amazing.
heard him on the phone when I put this idea across to him, and he's like, Gilbert, I'm going to have more fun than he is. So he is so pumped up that I'm telling you, you're in for a treat, buddy.
Buddy is.
Have you talked to him?
Buddy, no, I haven't.
Oh,
actually.
he's a
He's
good
coming
guy.
on the show here in the future. He's got a date that he wants to come on the show, and I hope he's not listening because I'll feel like an idiot. But I'm a little intimidated because I just do this because I try to promote the sport.
Mm-hmm.
But Buddy's voice and his word,
Real
everything.
smooth.
Yes.
Iconic.
You need
And
them two on there together after the Sagi.
It's like I might just turn the mic.
after the Sagi tribute.
You host the show.
You need to get the inside what went on in the booth when we wasn't around.
We can, yeah, we can.
That's the show right there.
We can.
We could sew that up.
We can set that up. He don't even have his own PR person.
Buddy,
He
what do
just
you
does
think
it
about
himself.
that? Do you feel like an after show after the Sagi tribute, so we can get Gage over here again and y'all can talk about the
I think
camaraderie up
Buddy's
there?
going to be here. I think Buddy's going to be here right before Speed Weeks. So
That's coming up.
probably end of the month. I think it is.
for the sprint car speedway.
Yeah.
I do got some comments. John Belungi says, hello, gang.
Hey, John.
Junior Fry said, I love this kid.
See?
Doug Watson says, Gage, you are going to do a great job. Love you, buddy.
That's
Thank you,
another.
Doug.
That's another good guy to get hooked
Brian
up with.
Bowers says, going to be one hot night. Michelle Barnett says, I was just going to say Gage is a regular old pro at 12 years old, but now I have to agree with others and say he's a stud. Laugh out loud. Linda Fogel says, I'll take him a ride in the pit.
There you go. You go get a ride in the pits.
Do your interviews.
She works for the Speedway.
Yeah, she's a really nice lady. Linda's a sweetheart.
Melissa Schatzer says, ask Gage what his favorite racetrack.
Hi, Melissa.
Eldora.
My favorite track, I mean, it's hard to beat Eldora, but I've been to a lot of tracks and I've seen a lot of good action at not just Eldora, but Lernerville. That I've been to, it's probably going to be Lernerville because I really like how the cars can just get around the top, like just barely hanging on there. Just getting their right rear.
Told you.
Just getting their right rear just on the edge of the berm. It's just cool how they can do that.
I'm gonna stop bragging him
He
up,
gets
but
me
I'm just
excited
telling
every
you,
time
it's
he
like,
starts
yeah, it's amazing. I'm telling you.
12 going
How
on
many
30.
How many 12-year-old kids pay attention where the right rear is and everything?
Yeah, that's right.
I'm also a huge fan of Hagerstown too,
Did you hear that, Lisa?
Melissa Schatzer says, what track would you like to go to next, Gage?
Okay. Personally, I would love to one day go to either Florence or Fairbury. That's gonna
Fairbury's
That's gonna
cool.
be on my bucket list.
I
for
like
sure.
Fairbury.
Okay. Buddy Long says, as soon as Gage gives me his secret to females, we'll proceed from there.
He says he's gonna help you announce, but you got to help him with the women.
And Linda Fogel says, thank you, Gilbert.
You're welcome.
Did you notice that most of the people writing in are females? I think Gage has
I told
1,000
you.
followers, but 850 on the females.
I said those eyelashes and that dimple.
Whenever I do, hey Alan, when I do show, it's all guys I raced with.
Buddy, the key to doing this is just get some dimples and
I'm telling you.
Oh, it's all easy.
Did your dad teach you this stuff?
No.
Oh,
No, this is all
yeah.
knowledge has been
It's all
born
Mountain Dew.
into it. It's my genetics.
it's the genetics.
Oh
I'm telling you, we got to get you. We got to
This
get you
got to be
back
the best
on.
show you ever had.
It's on my mom. It's on my mom.
He says his mom. Yeah. Now we're gonna get you back on a couple times. Because
Yeah.
I think like Gilbert said, after the race, we're gonna have a whole other idea of. We're gonna ask you about the race, what you thought about the features, what you thought about the whole evening, but no complaining if you don't win a bike.
Oh, I'm not afraid. I ain't scared of no ghost.
No matter which state to him, he's ready, isn't he?
You got an answer.
Bro, how you deal with this at home? How do you deal with this at home? Like, you can't tell him like, oh, that place ain't open. We can't go there. There ain't nobody there. Because he'll tell you the hours.
He's been entertaining since we've pushed him in a stroller. And I'm not lying when I say
I love it. I love it. Because like me and Alan, like we like joking and we like people that's quick-witted and Anything else, Shirley?
Just Andrea Ritter says, "Aw."
I don't want to end the show. Tell you the truth.
Is this one of your best shows, maybe?
For me, it is. I mean, I probably shouldn't say that. It's good. I get in trouble, but no, I love whenever we can, like when Alan comes on the show. Sometimes me and him can humor back and forth, and the shows you get knowledge, but you also get a little bit of humor, and that's the way I like it. I don't like it to be all strict and everything, but I was on Mountain Dew, but I might have to start drinking Mountain Dew again, Shirley.
You're all jacked up.
I ain't gonna tell you what Will Rouse says about Mountain Dew.
Quit buying it.
See, it's a privilege. You gotta.
Will Rouse said that anytime he quit drinking Mountain Dew, his wife got pregnant.
Is that right?
That's what he said. So he won't quit drinking Mountain Dew no more. Okay, I can't be that boy. I can't be that boy some Mountain Dew.
My favorite. It's my favorite.
That's one of my favorite sayings in a movie. That little kid.
It's a great movie.
You ever drink that Code Red Mountain Dew?
Yeah, I've had some of it.
That's what I like.
And when they pray to little
That's
baby
what I got
Jesus.
right here.
Pray to little baby Jesus.
Yeah, when they're praying to little baby Jesus. Little 6 pound, 3 ounce baby Jesus.
6 pound, 3 ounce baby Jesus.
All I gotta do is get you in here. We're talking about movies. Talk about racing movies.
If you don't mind, I would like to thank a couple people and stuff.
No, you go ahead. You say anything you want to
Go
say.
ahead, still a show.
Still, I'd like to thank my parents and stuff for letting me come up here and do this show. I gotta thank Christina and Jody Ruffner for supporting me, and Melissa and Rob. And I also gotta thank all my grandparents. I gotta thank Zane Dixon and his family. I gotta thank Gilbert Hess for helping me get do this stuff, and Alan Sagi, Buddy Long, Lisa Plessinger for giving me an opportunity to get up in the booth with Buddy. And I gotta thank Chuck Gordon. He's always supported me. He's always been a good friend of mine over at the Elks. I gotta thank my brothers Carson and Cameron for supporting me. That's all I got, I guess.
You're gonna need a bigger race car. You get many more.
What's it feel like? Is your life never be the same?
I don't know.
You want to hit him with that?
Yeah,
Now that's
I got some
some of them you're not going to ask him,
Okay.
but some of them you will. I think it's pretty cool.
I
It'd be pretty cool.
got some comments here. Eddie McClellan says he gets his ability to talk from his mom's side of the family for sure.
Definitely.
Vanessa Ritter says ask Gage how long he's been going racing.
Since I was in my mom's belly, I'd say.
Linda Fogel says Gage, you are going to be in good hands with Buddy.
I agree. I hope so.
Brian Bauer says Gage, you're doing great.
Thank
or
you.
you're going to do great.
Thank you.
Melissa Schatzer says Robin, I love you, Gage.
Love you guys too.
That's all. Of the
I'm telling you, it's
comments.
amazing. You got a big support system. That's awesome.
Oh, it's gonna grow.
Now this is what a questionnaire we do with drivers. Now we understand you're not a driver, but we're gonna give you the questions. Some of the questions that like you can answer.
Well, I know he says you don't race, so but you could probably answer this one. The track, do you like a bull ring or do you like a big track?
Personally, I think I would like a big track a little bit more because a bull ring, it would be a little bit harder to get around because of the speed, I guess. Just get around it a lot faster, and it would be a little bit harder to like just keep it under control a little bit until you get a hang of it.
Okay. What's your favorite food?
I like pizza a lot.
Oh yeah, I'm a pizza guy.
And Mountain Dew.
What part of the food group is that?
Do you like a Ford, a Chevy, a Dodge, or other?
Probably Ford. I've always been a Ford guy.
Do you have a racing hero?
Probably my dad, because honestly I've always looked up to him in racing. Hopefully this year he'll be able to get in the car, Brandon Lowry's pure stock car that this year some point would be pretty cool if Dad could get to drive it, because my dad quit racing like right after I was born, so I never really got to see him race about maybe 3 times in Brandon Lowry's car. So
Well, there's videos out there probably somewhere.
yeah, I've seen a lot of tapes from my grandma Ritter. She always took videos, and she had the old VHS tapes and discs and stuff. I would always go to her house and watch them, and we would just sit there, have a good time.
You want to see another dream come true?
Sure.
Would you like to see another dream come true? We're gonna put you in my car one night this year.
Oh boy.
You want to do that?
We'll talk about it.
You want to do that? Then that way you can see your dad in a late model. Right?
Uh-huh.
I built that car for fun. I built that car to make dreams come true. So we'll put something together.
I love that.
Do you like stock car or sprint car?
I'd probably say, yeah, stock cars and late models. Sprint cars are too dangerous.
I'd ask him all because he's sharp.
If you weren't involved in racing, what would you be doing?
Probably music, probably. I've always liked getting into music. Been a musical kid. I play trumpet, I play drums, and a little bit of piano, I guess you could say.
Pete.
So,
Well,
yeah,
you're just the jack of all trades.
it would probably be either sports or football, because I like to, or music, because I like to play football and basketball, too.
Do you have a nickname?
I mean, I used to be called the mullet man, I would call myself, because I used to have a mullet, but I've recently cut it off like a month or two ago, sadly.
He definitely all jacked up on Mountain Dew, wasn't he?
Yeah. I
If
think
you
I
did-
bumped my head a little
He's the
bit.
governor.
Mayor.
The
Mayor.
Mayor.
If you did drive
Oh, yeah.
a race car, what number would you be?
23. That's no debate for me.
Why? Why would you be 23?
So, I think so. Dad's cousin, Dennis Settle, started driving the number 19 car. And my dad started racing in 1998. And he was 20 years old when he started. So, he took the 20 car. And then Brandon Lowry, he just kept on going and went 21. And my brother Cameron took number 22. So, just keep the loop going, I guess you could say, and go with 23. And then my cousin Miles, he's number 24, and whoever comes next in the racing family will be 25, 26, or whatever.
Ask him if he wants to host a radio show.
I know you like dirt. Do you like asphalt racing?
I
Or
don't.
do you prefer the dirt?
I definitely prefer dirt racing. I feel like it's a lot more action-packed. Is that what I'm saying? I mean, I think it might be. I think it's a little bit harder to do dirt racing because there's a lot of aerodynamics. There's a lot to do on the car. You gotta drive it around. You gotta turn right to go left. So that's definitely a bit harder than just NASCAR it around there, just turning left the whole time. But still, I do like NASCAR. Of course, Kyle Busch passed away, which I've always liked him. But if I had to choose a favorite NASCAR driver, it would probably be probably Carson Hocevar right now.
Yeah, he's hot right now.
The Chili's, you gotta ride the Dente and stuff.
He needs to be a driver coach too.
Yeah.
Crew chief.
Crew chief, yeah.
Oh my goodness. What do you think is best? Tacky and fast or dry and technical?
Probably tacky and fast. Because you definitely want to be fast around a racetrack, but you also want to be able to try and gain positions throughout a race, no matter where you start or how long the race is.
Okay.
Got up?
Yeah. That's about all I can get in.
Well, I guess we're trying to get her ended up here, but I do want to give
What's
Alan.
your favorite radio show?
Oh, probably about, I think this thing I've heard of one day, WRGG 93.7 or something. I don't know, that might be it, something like
He's got a guess.
Sounds-
I'm telling you,
I think he's playing with you.
I don't know what man, I can't imagine your parents, you come home from school and you got a bad test grade or something, man. Yeah, I'm telling you what, I'd say I'm going to talk to the teacher.
Speaking of your grades, how are your grades?
I hope they're good. I can't check them anymore because they took away our Chromebooks and stuff, so we can't check our grades, but I think I'm doing good.
He says he can't change her
How were your
anymore.
grades last year?
They're pretty decent, I think.
Are you getting around the answer on this? Huh?
I guess so.
All this knowledge
It
now.
wasn't even that bad, though. I didn't even get that good.
Tell them you're in the upper half of the alphabet
Tell them,
anyway.
say,
Yeah.
this don't interest me. I just want to go racing.
That's what I'm saying.
I'm telling you, he's ready, ain't he?
So, school was my education.
Man, I'm telling you, I could hang out with him at a party. I'm telling you. A barbecue or whatever, you know. But well, I don't want to give you an opportunity to say anything we didn't get a chance to talk to you about and everything.
Thanks for having me on, and just want to thank Gilbert for everything he's doing. Gilbert's very good for racing. Appreciate everything he's doing here to attract people to the race. We're going to have a little something for everybody. Urge everyone to bring their kids, bring their grandkids, bring the neighbors' kids, bring any kid you know. And Gilbert will be there to entertain them. And also Gage is going to be there to entertain everybody.
Got that all covered.
Yep. Gage has you covered.
Yeah, I guarantee you.
So we're looking forward to July 18th.
Wait till he gets up in that booth.
Yep.
Yeah, I just like to thank the entire Sagi family for being a part of this special night, because, like I say, I grew up listening to Frank, and of course, you know, the entire Plessinger family with Lisa, because she bends over backwards to help us out in our program and everything. And not only her too, you know, Greg Gunner up at Winchester has done that as well, and Steve O'Neill up at Port Royal. You know, they're very special people to me. But Lisa, she has always been there for me, and that, like I said, to build these relationships over the last few years. I was nobody before that, you know, and it's just it's humbling. And like I said, thank you again, Alan, for this special night, to be allowing us to be a part of it. We're very, very pleased to be a part of that.
This weekend, I was given this information to announce. I don't believe it's even out yet. This weekend at the Hagerstown Speedway Memorial Day Tribute, they're going to be honoring a local hero, Staff Sergeant Andrew Wolf, which we talked about on the show last week, which is very good friends with Braden Anderson. He's a West Virginia National Guard. He recently received the Purple Heart for being injured in a shooting down in D.C., ambush shooting in Washington, D.C. on November the 6th on 2025. Made a remarkable recovery after being shot in the head. Unfortunately, his colleague, SPC Sarah Beckstrom, was killed in the ambush. So thoughts and prayers to her family. But this is an extremely fine young man that has made a remarkable recovery. And the Hagerstown Speedway is going to honor him Saturday night at the Memorial Day Tribute. Once again, it's Andrew Wolf. He just recently received the Purple Heart at I believe it was a State of the Union address or something like that. So, yeah. So that's pretty cool. And they have late model Sportsman's, crate late models, Extreme Stocks, and Crown Vics. And I'm sure that Hagerstown is going to come out with more information on this weekend's tribute. So you can check back there at the Hagerstown Speedway. Also want to thank everybody for tuning in. I want to thank Gage and
Thank you.
your mom and dad for making sure you got here, and Gilbert for setting all this up. And Alan, as always, Alan, I've been kind of letting Alan down here a little bit lately. Usually I get him once a month or so, and it's we haven't got together much here lately. But he's a busy person too, though. Amy, Alan's busy. Mm-hmm. Any Gage?
Yeah, he got here 1 minute late.
6:01, didn't
I'm
he?
gonna buy you a Mountain Dew now because you won the bet.
Yeah,
You said it was gonna
6:01.
be your 6:01. He got here
Yeah,
6:01.
see?
He walked in the door.
I'm telling you, man.
I gotta buy you a Mountain Dew now, as long as it's okay with you. Like I have permission.
We really want to thank Gage. Gage, thank you very much for coming, and we're going to get you back. Hopefully we can get to schedule with your mom and dad, and you want to bring your brothers along or whatever. You can bring anybody you want.
One person I would love to bring along if his parents are okay with it. I would love to bring my buddy Zane over because it would be pretty cool to him. If nobody knew, his dad Nick, about 2 years ago, he had a stroke, and you know, he hasn't fully recovered yet, but he's doing better. I mean, he was bald, he didn't have any hair, but now he's got a big old beard now, so it's pretty cool to see that. But
He drove the 17 car, right?
Yep.
Nick Dixon.
Nick Dixon.
Oh, Nick,
Yeah,
okay.
that's Zane's dad.
Okay.
Yeah, we call him. I call him the Shrimp Bandit because Zane told me a story one time. He was at Port Royal or somewhere, and there was like a party or something, and His dad ate all the shrimp, all of it.
I actually thought about getting Nick on the show one time since I seen him at Port and a couple different places getting around a little better.
That'd be pretty cool. You could have me, Zane, Dad, and Nick.
I gotta get your dad on sometime though. I can't keep making him sit over in that chair.
How about this? I have a proposal.
Okay, let's hear it.
It could be me, Zane, Nick, and my dad. We can all come on.
You think we'd have enough time to talk?
Yeah.
I don't know. Nick and your dad's got a pretty big driving career. It might take a while.
Yeah, I'm sure we'll be fine.
Cool.
We'll fit it all in. Trust me.
Good.
We got it covered.
Think we can get you back on after the Sagi tribute race to hear about. You can tell us all about everything that happened.
Yeah, for sure. I would love to come back down or come back up, I guess you could say.
I know it's a little bit of a drive for you, but I appreciate you guys driving all that ways.
Yeah, I mean, when you drive to Eldora 7 hours every year, I guess 1 hour ain't too bad, though.
Yeah, it ain't too bad. It probably takes you an hour and 15 minutes. You got to stop and grab a couple Mountain Dews on the way.
Yeah, that's what I got. I'm down 5 minutes away. Got the sheets, got some dinner and a Mountain Dew, of course.
Oh, man, I love it. I tell you, Gage, you're a hidden gem, I'll tell you that. But thanks for coming. Really appreciate it. Thanks to your mom and dad for bringing up. Thank you, Gilbert Hess. Thank you, Alan Sagi.
Thank you, Mike.
For everyone here at WRGG 93.7 FM and everyone at TA Word Construction, we appreciate you tuning in. Hopefully we'll see you next Tuesday. And I hate to say Cal Bush, but, in his words, you never know when your last is going to be. So make sure you tell the people that love you, you love them, and tell the people special to you that what they mean to you. And, hope to see you next Tuesday. Thank you.